Do 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 do. It's good. That's good. Finally, all right, let's see, and let's wait and see. Oh, there's a notification. That's cool. Glad to see one of those. What's up, Logan? What's up, Jeremy? Yeah, Carr went to the same. I know, you're probably getting nervous. Well, I guess that firmly puts your team in the Aaron Rodgers or bust camp. It's always a little risky of a plan to take. Who knows? It could go off well. What's up, Mike? Yeah, you guys are definitely doing the Jets thing. What's up, Mike? Yeah, Jeremy, it's going to be rough on Jets fans. Boy, if you guys don't get Rodgers or Carr. Not trying to be mean or anything, but it's like, oh, man. Y'all should have just signed Derek. What were you doing? Jimmy G wouldn't be the worst alternative. You don't think you're going to get Lamar either? Well, maybe Lamar. I don't think that's too far out of the realm of possibility. There's a pretty good shot. I don't know if he leaves, or you guys have just as good a shot as like anybody else does. Yeah, there is, Kenny. A lot of NFL news. What's up, Seth? Lots been going on. Bud Dupree's out. Frank Clark was cut. Orlando Brown's going to hit the free agency market. What's up, Ven? Derrick Henry's being shopped around. I can't believe some of this. Geno Smith is signed up for a $105 million contract. I have no idea where to begin, to be honest. Yeah, Geno just got a huge contract. Dude, there's so much. There's reports that the Packers... What's up, Coke? That the Packers don't want to re-sign Aaron Rodgers. How you doing, man? Titans are blowing it up because they didn't win a Super Bowl with an older team. Pollard got the Tony Pollard got a franchise tag. Let me just... Might as well just click into the news because there's a lot. Should we just... I guess we could just probably... Yeah, we're a day away from the tag deadline. Yeah, I'm going good. Yeah, the Browns could be trading Nick Chubb. They're reportedly shopping him. Aaron Rodgers is potentially on the... There's a lot happening. Calvin Ridley's back, which is nice. Potentially, Luke, he's being shopped around. Titans look to be blowing up the whole situation and rebuilding it. And due to the larger contract, it would almost seem that I think the Raiders have said that they're not going to be in the Aaron Rodgers, but they took themselves out of that market, correct? Because they want a younger-ish quarterback rather than like going with veterans. And I mean, I don't know, maybe I wouldn't really call Aaron a stopgap, but like a 2-year thing with a really young quarterback. Like, say you want to draft Anthony Richardson or like Will Levis, who might need a year or so. I don't know. Not a bad thing. Should we just start at a random spot? I don't know where to pick. Should we just do the Derek Carr thing? Because that feels like the most like recent pressing thing, and then we could just work from there. Because we could just jump right in. I mean, we got news. It's going to be all... We're all good to go. We have plenty of... We're not going to run out of news. I don't think McDaniels and Aaron will get along. That's the thing, too. Yeah. Yeah, Richardson. Boy, oh boy, I have some thoughts on that as well. I don't know if it's a good idea to fall in love with the combine situation. Because the more I think about it, I'm like, yeah, but like, remember the tape we seen? We all knew he was a project pick, but it's like, yeah, now he's definitely worth the project investment because of how, like, I think one of the things you should take away really quickly from the Anthony Richardson pro day and how well it looked, how good he looked. He's a good prospect. He's a good project guy to draft. If your team can't really develop or like bring along young quarterbacks, I would avoid him. Because you're probably not going to get, what's up, Nicholas? You're probably not going to get exactly what you want out of that situation, mainly because he does have like accuracy issues. If you go watch the game tape, it's not as sparkling as you'd like it to be for a guy who's supposedly now like a top 5 pick. Like, it's like, all right, this is Zach Wilson all over again. Let's pump the brakes just a little bit. Remember that he has to probably sit for a year. Ideally, he sits for a year. Any other Chiefs news is bad news lately. They're losing Orlando Brown. They're losing Frank Clark. They're losing Mecole Hardman. Carolina at 9. Ah, man. Yeah, they'll probably do that. But it's like the smarter move for any team is to not want him to be the immediate starter. And I think Carolina would want him to come in and immediately be the guy. But yeah, Derek Carr. What'd you say no to, Mike? I'm sorry. Oh, Mac Jones to the... Nah. All right, we'll start with Derek Carr, then we can kind of move around and see where we get to. So Derek Carr today, kind of out of nowhere. Almost, it seemed like Derek Carr just decided he was signing with the Saints today. What was it? 4 years, 150 million, with like 100 in guarantees. It's a pretty good contract. It's not super expensive, not anything too crazy. I don't have the exact details in front of my eyes right now. Oh, yeah, I do. 4 years, 150 million right in front of me. I'm glad that was there because I was probably looking at it trying to go, what was that contract? Derek Carr wanted to sign to start a team. Yeah, I know he wanted to sign early, but I just didn't expect it to be today. It was kind of out of nowhere. Yeah, good move for the Saints. They now have the best quarterback in the NFC South. 100 mil. Oh, I got that right too. Sweet. See, that isn't on the screen. I got that one right. Yeah, I had to have been, Mike, to get the contract up a little bit. Yeah, do you know this is like the first time I've seen since like 1970 something that Jeremy, I fully believe that he would have signed with you guys immediately if you would have offered him a contract. Like, that's the thing with Derek Carr. He would be a Jet this year if you guys would have offered him some money. You probably could have got him for a lot less money than what he got from the Saints. What's up, Daniel? Just my 2 thoughts on the matter. Back to the Raiders. Nah, I don't think so. The reason I say no, that the Patriots probably aren't going to trade Mac, it's something I've thought about and had to figure out because it could have happened. I do think that that's not like a weird like impossibility. It's like sitting in my gut going, man, that makes a lot of sense. Especially if the Patriots are involved in some weird 3-team trade. But the Patriots cut Brian Hoyer a couple days ago. And usually they keep Brian Hoyer along if they're going to start young quarterbacks or have young quarterbacks. And they no longer have Brian Hoyer. He's done. They'd have kept him around if they were going to bring in a new quarterback to help ease in the new guy. You have to look at the Brian Hoyer situation. It's as if they would have kept Brian, I would be a little bit more nervous because, again, he kind of serves as like a beacon to get quarterbacks broken. No, I don't think quarterback at all. They have their quarterback. The Patriots probably go corner in the first round. That's probably their move. The Bears are not even involved in the DeAndre Hopkins talks. Yeah, Coke. Why would they get rid of Mac? Like, and there regarding DeAndre Hopkins, there's 3 teams that are like really involved in on that topic. It's the Patriots, the Giants, and the Chiefs. Those are the 3 most like active teams in that discussion right now. He's also a second-year player. Name them. How many rookie quarterbacks win 10 games and put their team in the playoffs? Tell me that. How many second-year players would thrive with a defensive coordinator calling all their games? Oh, so when was your account made, Coke? Question. Don't. Mac Jones set the rookie win record, so yeah, I got you, bitch. Didn't even have to look. Smoked you out here like a fucking... Anyway, let's go back to our normal topic of fucking Derek Carr. Good signing. But I do kind of think it's interesting to think about, what do the Raiders do? They're kind of the unknown... Stafford ain't going to leave the Rams. Yeah, we're not even going to acknowledge the Mac stuff. That guy's a troll. I sniffed him out like a fucking bloodhound. Yeah, Raiders go with Jimmy G. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Jimmy G. Yeah, I don't even think that's like a question. Get Levi's and sign Jimmy G. Yeah. I don't even know why I asked that question. That's a stupid... Everyone's basically just like, Rob, you know the answer. What do you think they're going to do? Go get Jimmy G and sign Will Levis. All right. But yeah, so Derek Carr is a good signing. Everyone seems to be in agreement. But yeah, it's the first time since like 1973 that a division will have all new quarterbacks than they had the year before, right? This was the signing that had to happen to confirm that. The Panthers probably are going to have a new QB. The Bucks are 100% not going to have Brady. The Saints are not, that this was the one team where we didn't know. And then, the other NFC South, Atlanta, because Marcus Mariota's gone. That started the season. It could have happened in the West, but Geno Smith came back. So, what's up, stud? Lamar. Sounds like he's gonna get the non-exclusive tag. No, I think the Panthers are gonna draft a real quarterback. Regarding Lamar, I think that's another good topic to cover because I think we just kind of like, I don't know how much more we can cover with Derek Carr. Michael Thomas was really happy, so I think Michael Thomas is probably back off the market. He's probably rescinded any trade demands. He literally tweeted, "Thank you, Jesus Christ," and I was like, Jesus, somebody just let it like. Like it was literally, he literally tweeted out, "Thank you, Jesus Christ," with the praying hands and a heart. I was like within like 2 minutes of them getting Carr. So this dude was literally just like, "Oh, thank you. I have an actual quarterback who can throw me the motherfucking football again. Who isn't a weird motherfucker like Drew Brees." All right, we'll go on to Lamar stuff. I feel like the Saints should have just complete rebuild. That's what I kind of feel like they're doing. Derek's a good quarterback to lead a rebuild under, to be honest. He's not that expensive. 4 years, 20 at 150, that's not that bad. Sounds like I don't think they're trading Michael Thomas. Do you know Michael Thomas has like a $60 million cap hit next year? 0 fucking teams are going to trade for Michael Thomas. This many. Unless the Saints say they're going to just take the contract. But if the Saints are going to eat the contract, why get rid of the player? I think they're probably going to draft a rookie, but like getting Carr is fine too. Chiefs are looking at D-Hop. They're in the conversation along with the Giants and Patriots. Yeah, Thomas will be ready to go. Yeah, Thomas ain't worth shit right now because of that contract. I guess you can go get if they want out of the contract, they can get it. They can just give him away. Just be like, does somebody just want him for about 6? You can get rid of him. I think the Saints might draft Stetson Bennett. We'll see about that though. And I think that's the Bucks. Look out for that move. But Lamar. Sorry if I'm missing anything anybody says. I'm trying to get everything, but it's coming in quick. Giants don't need to make too many new decisions. Giants are interesting. We'll move on to Giants stuff in a minute, but I want to talk about Lamar for a minute. So it sounds like Lamar is going to get a non-exclusive contract, which means that he will basically enter a weird version of free agency, where if a team wants to offer him a contract, the Ravens can match it or decline to match, and then they get 2 firsts. Right? That's right? It's 2 firsts or 2 seconds. What is Lamar's return? Is it 2 firsts because he's a quarterback? Two first, that's what it would be. Fuck. You know Washington's thinking about it. You know the Commanders are like, we'll never lose again if we get this guy. But it is any 2 first, and it is up to Lamar. Okay. So I do see him leaving the Ravens. If they give him a non-exclusive, he's 100% gone, because he's going to go across the street to the Commanders building, and the Commanders are going to give him whatever he wants. And then they'll just be like, and now we have Eric Bieniemy's quarterback. And that will be dangerous with Curtis Samuel and Scary Terry. And then you have that Brian Robinson in the backfield. I don't know, man. Dude, I'm telling you, Washington has a way better set of tools to work with if you're Lamar Jackson. You have Eric Bieniemy. You got Curtis Samuel. You got Scary Terry. And you got Brian Robinson. And you got another running back. Come on now. And guess what? He could get revenge on every single motherfucker in Baltimore because he's playing in the same state. Really close to each other. I'd pay Lamar whatever he wanted. Literally. He could still be a good person to the people of Baltimore because he doesn't want to scorn the fans. I think he still wants to play in Maryland. He could just go over to the dark side, and all them Baltimore fans that really support Lamar, down the road they go. Atlanta is an interesting prospect because they have Kyle Pitts. Very interesting. Lamar works really well with good tight ends. And what's that, Mike? The thing I'm suggesting? Yeah, but Lamar is a different. I don't know. Lamar's going to get a big contract. I don't know if it's he. I don't know if he wants exactly what Deshaun got, but I think he wants something about 200 and all of it guaranteed. I think it'll be about 200 and fully guaranteed. I don't think it'll be what Deshaun got, but it'll be pretty close. Drake London, they have some weapons down in Atlanta. Commanders make so much sense. Yeah, when I explained to you about the Commanders, it goes, Steelers are interesting. I don't think he'd go to a division opponent, though. I don't think he'd do that to the Ravens fans. You know what I mean, Mike? He really likes them fans a lot. I don't think he'd go to a different team. I don't think any team would give another quarterback a fully guaranteed contract other than a Kirk Cousins. I do agree, KHY. I do agree, but I think that's... Yeah, I know. I like everyone else knows that. The Browns gave a bad contract, but that's what Lamar's after. We'll see. It would be funny. It really would be funny. Actually winds up being real. Yeah, the prank that he did, that would be hilarious. Yeah, we could talk about Derrick Henry next, actually, because that's kind of an interesting topic. But I think the Lamar thing's going pretty good. I want to talk about Derrick Henry soon. But yeah, so Lamar, it's interesting. If the Dolphins had the money, 100%, they'd try so hard to get Lamar Jackson. What's up, Adam? How you doing, boss? Yeah, we'll see when Lamar does get paid. We'll see what he was after. Going to the Washington football team and to play. Oh, dude, he would 100%. They'd be one of my favorite NFC teams. They'd be so good. Saints, they could. They have the best quarterback situation. But if Tampa Bay gets a really good quarterback, it would make everything kind of wonky because they have the best team. The Buccaneers do. Remember how good they actually are when they're healthy? Like, if they get a good quarterback, then, I don't know, look out for the Bucs. Derrick Henry to Buffalo. I'll talk about why I think Derrick Henry is going to go to a different AFC East team. If the Dolphins had the assets, they would, but yeah, I mean, they don't need an asset to go get Lamar. I think they're broke. I'm doing good, man. Glad to hear you're doing okay, at least. Lamar to the Niners would end the whole thing. Yeah, not going to happen. Kirk Cousins to the Niners? You mean my theory that that's going to happen? Kirk Cousins for Trey Lance and picks? I know, the more you think about it, the more it seems like, how is that not impossible? I know, just let Brock Purdy sit behind Kirk for a year or two, or another year. But I don't know, the 49ers are really sold on Brock Purdy. So, I don't know. I don't think they're going to go get Kirk anymore. Especially since I think Brock's expected to be ready to go by the start of the year. So, we can move on to Derrick Henry. Where do you think he's going to go? The Titans are shopping him. You know teams are calling. Ring, ring, ring. Who's calling? I will say I did see a very interesting video. Trey Lance is a huge question mark. Yeah, I don't see any. Yeah, I think so as well. But I think Vikings are very interested in him. Super Bowl caliber team that has a weak running back, maybe the Bills. Yeah, because he does have a no trade clause, I believe, with his contract. So they can't just ship him anywhere that he wouldn't want to go. But so at the Pro Bowl this year, you know how he's a Pro Bowl running back usually? And Matthew Judon is a Pro Bowl linebacker for the Patriots. Well, he asked Matthew Judon a question. He's like, so what's it really like up there in New England? Well, they were at the Pro Bowl in February. And Judon was like, I love it up there, man. And he made Derrick Henry's face was like this. Kind of, you know, that really like, really type of, It, like, just the expression on Henry's face didn't ring of like, oh, it was more like, oh, really? Tell me, like, so there's a good chance he might want to go to New England. I'm not gonna say. Derrick Henry might want to go to the Patriots. You know, we are like one of the best running teams in the NFL. I don't know what to tell you guys. We are like a team that runs better than all of your teams generally. I don't know. We also have the best like big back system. But yeah, the Buffalo Bills, the Patriots, the Chiefs, all those teams are like really good to get Derrick Henry, and they'll probably all be in the conversation. If the Giants lose Saquon Barkley, they'll probably be in it. The Patriots would keep Stevenson and trade picks and acquire and just probably trade one of the other running backs. And then we go Stevenson and Henry. I don't think I think part of the reason why Derrick Henry also wants to the Seahawks have Kenneth Walker. They're not in any discussion for a running back. That Kenneth Walker kid's way too good. With Stevenson, I don't think the Patriots see him as a 4-down back, and I don't think they want to use him like that. And I don't think Henry wants to be used as a 4-down back anymore. Just keep that in mind going forward. I think that's part of the reason why the Titans are trying to move on, because I think Henry's getting a little too old to be like and they use the shit out of that guy. I don't think he wants to be the fucking 40 carries a game. So I could see him maybe wanting to go to a team that utilizes a stable back system, like has more than one. Henry on the Eagles makes a lot of sense. Ravens are very, Ravens make 100%. Yeah, that would actually be a team because they have another good back and they like to use more than one running back in their systems. The Chiefs could also be a team because they have Pacheco and they like to use more than one back. Think of teams that use, the Lions could be a very interesting team because, again, they're a team that likes to utilize the dual back system. Yep, especially if they lose Swift and they want to go Williams and Henry. Yeah, think of teams that, again, you're not going to find him on a team where it's going to be like, we need you to get 35 carries a game. He's done with that. How about 15, and they're the hardest 15 carries you've ever seen? What's more valuable? Yeah, he wouldn't get much use in the Bills, and he kind of sucks in the pass game. Which is the only reason why I'm a little nervous about the Patriots, is because we don't typically go get fucking... He would still be running back 1 on whatever team he went to. I don't think he wants to get fucking 40 carries a game anymore. Bijan Robinson. Yeah, that's actually a kind of a Titans type of pick. No, I'm not saying anything bad about Henry, by the way. I hope you guys aren't taking this as me like ripping on Henry or saying anything mean. I think he's getting, it's not old, it's just like that point where he's probably more effective if you give him 15 high impact carries a game and let him go sit down on certain situations. He'd probably have to give up a couple seconds, a couple thirds. It's not a first. He has a pretty large contract for a running back, so that kind of like dwindles the value. But you probably get a good amount of mid-round picks. You can get like a second and a third, maybe a second and a fourth type situation, maybe a couple thirds if you have a couple to give. Again, his contract is huge. $16 million. Oh, that's not actually. Is it really only 16? Never mind. He might be worth the first. Actually, he might actually have to. You might have to give up a first to get him. If it's only 16, then yeah, that's a first round pick trip. I thought he was getting like 20 million. To be honest, I thought he had like a $21 million contract, and like everyone's like, well, he is the whole offense, so it's not that crazy. The Eagles, I see the Eagles, the Eagles, Chiefs, Bills. You know, your Super Bowl teams. But again, you got to remember the Eagles have to spend a lot of money. Like they're in a situation where they can't really fuck around right now. Like they have to actually be pretty careful and do things that like, because they just cut like half their defense when the season ended, because of a interesting situation where they just have to rework everybody's contract. Dolphins, again, they just don't have the loot. Dolphins are kind of cash strapped right now. They have to move around some money. Browns? If they lose Hunt and Chubb wants to go, maybe. $2023 is his last year. Oh yeah, Henry's in the last year of his contract. Yeah, Henry also just, yeah, they just don't. It's not a fit there. Yeah, and you guys, it just would be it's like a power back all of a sudden in that offense. It wouldn't. What are they gonna do with that? It's the same reason why I haven't said the 49ers with Derrick Henry. The fuck would they do with him? There is no. And Henry just isn't a scheme fit for some teams, like 49ers and the like there's just certain teams where he just doesn't look right. Like he just like actually fits weird. Oh, Josh Jacobs was franchise tagged. They're not in the running back discussion in Vegas anymore. Yeah, he's in his last year. Yeah, then it makes sense that they're actually going to trade him now too. Good job by I didn't know this was last year of his contract. So good job. So he might Ven, he's not worth the first then. Yeah, you guys are just naming teams now at this point. He has weird cap hit years. Yeah, you don't want to see the Patriots get fucking Henry. And by the way, the only reason I put the Patriots in this list is because we could talk about Rodgers in a second. I want to. It is because of the clip I seen. Do you guys want to see the clip for proof that I'm not lying? That Judon was asked a question. Here, I'll show you. Are you talking Josh Jacobs? Adam, he got tagged, unfortunately. Okay, so let me show you something. There's Derek. Here's Judon. There's really? Yeah. I'm just saying, I'm not, I don't know if that means anything. I don't know what that means. It probably means nothing, I'm just saying. I don't know. There, he got an exclusive. He got the exclusive tag at him. They're not letting his ass out of there. I think, yeah, he probably knew back in February he was going to be getting traded, or he was going to be demanding a trade anyway. Henry to the Jags. I wouldn't. That's not even that shocking if you guys are actually probably in on that. But don't you guys have cap problems? Yeah, yeah, Huntley. Yeah, they had to go all the way down the list to get to Huntley. Next was Mac Jones, and he would have accepted again because Mac is a baller. Judon's always recruiting. Doesn't that just make your stomach sink a little bit when you see that Henry's kind of sniffing around the Patriots? Like, no fucking way are they going to get Derrick Henry up there. That is bullshit. Hello, Buffalo. That guy ran all over your bitch-ass defense last time. Imagine we go ahead and pick up another player like Derrick Henry, and then we trade for fucking DeAndre Hopkins. I'd be like, I think we're going to the Super Bowl, guys. I'm not trying to be biased. It won't happen, but boy, oh boy, I'd be so fucking happy. Just like any of you guys would be if your team made a good move. But there's like a small chance we could make both these things happen. My team has a lot of money. Just letting you know, my team's got a lot of motherfucking money. And 2 position needs. We could let Damian Harris go. We don't need him. He's a free agent. Bud Dupree was another release. That's how I know the Titans are blowing it up, by the way. To get off the subject of the Patriots. We could talk about Aaron Rodgers, actually. Yeah, I won't take it first for Henry with his contract. What up, Amir? By the way, thank you to everyone who's left a like. I have no idea what we're sitting at. If anybody wants to let me know, I think it's probably like 7 or 8, but could be double digits. I have no idea. I haven't looked. We can talk about Rodgers. What do we think is going on with him? I seen a report that the Packers, from Rich Eisen, that he heard over and over and over and over again, that the Packers are praying that Aaron just leaves. Then ask him to fucking leave. Like, why are the Packers front office so afraid of this guy? We have 8 likes. Hey, thank you. Hey, appreciate that. We're up to 8 likes. If you guys haven't left a like, consider doing so to help the stream out. Rodgers to the Jets. I don't see him leaving. Rich Eisen is a Jets fan. Yeah, so it kind of makes it a little biased. I don't really know if I can trust Rich Eisen. But if you're the Packers front office, are they just like afraid of this dude? Like, hey man, we prefer it if you left. How hard is that to say to so? Like, Aaron would probably very much appreciate the honesty. I'm telling you, the way that Aaron talks. But like, I get that, Jeremy. But Aaron's such like a direct person. You could basically be like, dude, do you want to, like, we don't want you here. Like, we're not trying to be rude, but we want to go in a different direction. He'd be like, all right, appreciate the honesty. Like, I don't get it. Yeah, I know they're not frustrated with him. I think they're just done with, like, they're just like, dude, please, we just want to move on. Yeah, I don't think he wants to go to New York. If anything, he's going to go to Tampa or Miami. I have a weird feeling in my gut about that. I keep telling people regarding Aaron Rodgers to watch out for fucking the Bucks, but we'll see. Rodgers will play his last year in Green Bay, then retire. Yeah, it seems like he's going to stick around, but then the Florida teams are just there. Niners and Rodgers. I think the Niners have already kind of said they're not doing that. I think, didn't the Niners say they're done on vet? Like weirdly enough, I remember them saying they don't want old quarterbacks anymore. I think they're just gonna kind of like I remember them just saying they're not in the Aaron Rodgers thing very early in the thing. No, wait, Rodgers said he's not going to San Francisco, and if he might have even called and they said nah, we don't even want Tom Brady on our team. The Bucs make a weird amount of sense, don't they? Because again, if they're once their offensive line is healthy next year, they have one of the better lines in the NFL. Oh, Van, if you think I'm being wrong, you could point out something like a fault. This is just my like gut feeling on Rodgers. Like the Bucs to me just scream like fucking Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, good tight ends, a good running back. I don't know why the Buccaneers are just not being discussed with for Rodgers. No, I don't think I'd have a tough time rooting for the Patriots that year. The Bucs just, man, that's just like if I'm Aaron, I'm like, what, you mean that Super Bowl team? You mean a team that made the playoffs with the fucking no offensive line? Sheesh. Yeah, but do you think the Bucs, if they get called by Aaron Rodgers, yeah, I do see that because they have said that, but it's also like if Aaron Rodgers calls the Bucs, do you think they don't make the trade? Yeah, but the way that the recent reports are, Nicholas, it sounds like if he asks for a trade, they'll just get rid of his ass. Oh yeah, we'll send you wherever. Where do you want to go, buddy? As long as it's not in the division, we don't give a fuck anymore. Leave. Kind of the vibes you kind of get, like, oh, you want to leave? All right, see you. Yeah, Miami is a good dark horse situation. I think the Bucs are too. I personally think he stays. Man, keep it. It's that feeling I also have with Mac Jones, where I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's not going to get traded. Like 99% sure. But with Aaron, I don't think it's 100 or 99. I think it's like 75 that he's going to be there. I'm like, what's going on here? I don't really trust media, so I don't know how much to believe Rich Eisen and his stupid Jets homer ass. And his answer is like, yeah, that's exactly right. He just gives him a weird Aaron answer. That's true. That's true down in Tampa. They're like, we can't do this again. But boy, they could win a Super Bowl next year with Aaron Rodgers. Then they have like 3 Super Bowls, which is more than like 80% of the NFL. At least Miami fans are being honest. Then they're going, yeah, Tua's fun, but like, fuck it. We'd rather have Aaron Rodgers. We could win a Super Bowl. No, Rich Eisen, there's Jets homers. Mike Greenberg, fucking Rich Eisen, there's Jets homers. It's crazy. The Jets have one of the weirdest, hardest core fan base. Yeah, this not the fucking Ravens aren't going to trade for Tua. I almost feel bad for him right now because it's like, man, their ownership really just screwed them out of a good chance of like a good team. All because Woody Johnson is fucking crazy. I do love Woody Johnson. He's one of my favorite. Oh, wow, we're up at 12 likes already? Holy shit. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Very kind, very kind. Yous are doing good, too. Sheesh, what a good stream. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, it's Tua's health issues. Yeah, I think the Jets would be a better team if they didn't have Woody Johnson running them still. Because this was 100% a Woody Johnson thing. Apparently, the GM wanted to sign him. Head coach wanted to sign him. Coordinator wanted to sign him. The team wanted to sign him. The locker room wanted him. Derek wanted to sign. Only one person got in the way of them offering Derek a contract when he was in the building. Woody Johnson, because Aaron Rodgers might be an option. And I'm like, that's the most fucking New York Jets thing. That's the Jets. For a minute there, I was afraid that the Jets were going to be good. Oh, you want to see where I read that one? Hold on. Where's this at? Hold on. Let me find this. I don't know how. Oh, this is from NBC Sports. Is where this was sourced from. As long as we're talking big name quarterbacks, despite all the rumors of Derek Carr going to the Jets, the one thing that held it up was the Jets owner Woody Johnson. This is so poorly written. Really wants Aaron Rodgers, so the staff has to be really supportive of that. However, secretly, the rest of the team's front office wanted Derek Carr. Your whole team wanted Derek Carr. And Woody Johnson was like, "Oh, I think we can get all there." And that's why the Jets have been so bad for so long, because of Woody Johnson. Jeremy's just like, fucking hate this guy. He's like, wait a minute, that's why we've been so bad? Has it really been Woody Johnson? Gotta get rid of Woody, man. He's got to get rid of that. You guys got pride. Carson Wentz. No, don't do that to them, Mike. That's mean, dude. Don't you wish that on... I wouldn't even wish that on the New York Jets. Come on, man. They've suffered enough. We can't be out here going, hey, don't worry, Carson Wentz is a free agent. Feels like an insult. What'd the Jets do to you? Johnson, Aaron was never an option. I mean, he is an option. I think Aaron has the Jets on his short list. Boy, though, are we all going to feel stupid if Aaron decides to go to the Jets, aren't we? We're all going to feel like some stupid fucking bitches. I may not even cover that story. I may just be like, I don't even know what you guys are talking about. I don't even, who's Aaron Rodgers? I don't give a fuck. Because I think I feel so dumb. Nah, if you guys get Jimmy G, that'd be a good move. I wouldn't even hate on you guys for that. that'd be a step above what you guys normally. Because normally you'd go Brissett or Wentz when everything fell apart. Like you said, yeah, stud. I think that's one of the reasons he's doesn't want to go to New York in the first place. Of all the places, he's like, I can't go there. Yeah, I don't think he's going to come to the East. It's a tough division. Exactly. Exactly, Adam. It's not like he's like the fourth best quarterback probably of all time or anything. Well, so I already know. I don't even know who Aaron who? Aaron who? Titans? No, but I think the Titans are rebuilding. I think that's why they cut Bud Dupree. They're getting rid of everybody old. I think they're done. I think the Titans went, this ain't ever gonna work. Yeah, I heard that Bates said he wants to go to the Browns. Fucking Max. Why? I hate the Cleveland Browns. They're always gonna suck. Titans are, yeah, they're definitely in a rebuild. Baker or Wentz, yeah. Well, I think Baker's staying in LA because they don't know how healthy Stafford's going to be at the start of the season. I'm sure they're out already, Mike, because all the teams have been assigned what teams are playing what teams. Aaron goes to the team with the easiest schedule. Yeah, the Browns do want to bring in a receiver as well. It's scary. Browns could be good, man. Browns could be very good next year. Minshew? I don't think Minshew's, you know. 6th hardest and Packers at the 24th. Yeah, he'd probably stay in Green Bay if he was going to pick anywhere. Yeah, that's what I heard. The Broncos are quietly shopping Sutton around. Well, because if you're too public about it, it kind of can mess up the trade value. Kind of make a player like sink a little bit or rise a little bit. It's kind of all over the place. Yeah, no, the Packers just played like a 3rd or 4th place schedule this year, so they have an easier run. Yeah, I thought Judy, but I think Judy's a better receiver overall. Plus, he has a better relationship with Russ. So, might as well keep him. Well, I heard reports that he wants to play with the real quarterback, one with a big-time arm, one that isn't afraid to get vocal with his coaches, signed to Noble, is the ambassador of Noble. He very specific demands. Wears number 10 as a quarterback because Sutton like that he likes to get throws from like a Mac 10. Okay, hits him hard in the chest. Ben's like, I'm not asking him anymore about receivers because every time it just turns into a stupid ass fucking thing where it turns into Mac Jones somehow. And how they made some weird, vague statements about how they want to play with the Patriots. I've been doing this to Ben for, I think, the last week. Whenever he brings up a player I want to see in New England, I'm like, I think I heard that he'd prefer to go play with Mac Jones. I don't know. He could be a Patriot. I have no idea where he's going to go. I don't think the Patriots need another guy like him. No idea where Sutton would wind up. Unironically, Green Bay. Yeah, a lot of players would want to play for Mac Jones. That's the funniest thing is like the Patriots are probably in on a lot of players like this. And a lot of guys like Sutton might want to go to the Patriots. Like, it's like there's this weird thing with the Patriots. It's like, it's hard to view how receivers view Mac because everybody's so fucking quiet on Mac Jones. The receivers are. But like the rest of the league is very loud that he's good. So I'm like, he's in one of them positions to break out this year. And I know all them guys know how that works with these year 3 quarterbacks. And there's got to be one receiver going. But I don't think the Patriots are interested in Sutton. Noble. Everybody enjoys playing with Mac because Mac's is a good quarterback. I hate to tell you guys that. Just because Mac can't run around and throw the football, it doesn't mean he's a bad quarterback. He's just an old school pocket passer. He's just got to get a little stronger so he can throw the ball a little harder. That's all. Also, got to remember, he's only in... You know, I think the thing is, everybody forgets Mac's only heading into year 3. Like, I feel like that's often forgotten about how young he is. And I don't know. I think it's because he made the playoffs. I genuinely think that fucks everybody's perception of him up because he won 10 games as a rookie and made the playoffs, which never happens in the NFL. You can, it's like, it has like Mac. And it's like, and then the next guy. You know what I mean? It's just a rare thing. Like, I think that like that thing makes it think people think he's like a couple years older than what he is. So it's like, dude, he's already in like his 5th year. What do you like? He's still on his rookie deal. He's not even in the year we're not even eligible to pay this dude yet. He has to go one more year and then we can start contract extension talk, which we will do, by the way. The Patriots are going to show everybody how to get this done in 1 year. If Mac shows that he's the guy, The Patriots are about to show everybody what you do immediately entering the offseason. It'll be like, oh, it's February, it's the offseason. 2 days later, you'll see Mac Jones agrees to a contract extension. That quick. It won't even take that long. Because you know what you do when you have your quarterback and you know he's going to be your guy after the 3rd year? You sign him. Because then you have 2 years of a rookie contract that you can play around on, money-wise. Kind of like, you know how the Mahomes contract was done immediately after year 3? Did they even wait? Those are like fucking 2 days after the season ended. They're like, here's a $500 million contract for 10 years. And then they paid him like fucking $10 million for the next 2 years. Yeah, that's how you do. Like, yeah, the Chiefs are very smart with this contract that they signed, and I think more teams should have done that. I'm not going to be shocked if Burrow gets a contract like that, by the way. Kind of waiting to see if that's what pops up for Burrow, because it seems like they're working on the Burrow contract right now, right? Like, that's being done. So I'm wondering, like, what exact thing is taking so long on Burrow's contract? I'm wondering if it's one of those, like, really long contracts where they can play with it for a while and just move money back and move money forward, give bonuses. And so I think that's what's going on. Yeah, I don't know where Sutton's going to go. 3rd round pick. Yeah, because 2 years on his contract. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be at least a 2nd then. And he's a good quarterback. Yeah, Herbert has to get paid this year. And I think the Chargers are working on that. If I remember right on the Pat McAfee show, they said they're working on that contract. Because again, you don't want them to go into year 4. Like, you don't want them to, like, if they have another good year, oh, you're fucked. If you lock his ass down before he goes into year 4 and wins the Super Bowl, because you don't, that's the, again, best, you don't want to know what a double-edged sword is? You wait a year to sign him. Then you win the Super Bowl. Now you're signing a Super Bowl winning quarterback to a contract. Not a guy who has a lot of promise. You see the difference? If you already signed him, yes. We don't have to pay him $10 million extra a year now because we're not signing a Super Bowl winning quarterback. We already won, and we just won a Super Bowl with a rookie contract. We can get rid of all these motherfucking people, because now it's not as stressful on that guy to win a Super Bowl. Like, that's like a more, because like that 4th year, probably a lot, you should be right around the Super Bowl times with a good young rookie quarter. Like, that's kind of how I view that situation. If you're a competent team and you build correctly, around the 4th or 5th year, you should be in the Super Bowl or like contending for it with a young quarterback. That's actually good because you should have built a team around him in those first couple years that fit all of his major needs. And then heading into year 3, you know what his strengths, all his weaknesses are, because generally you let that quarterback go crazy in year 2, figure out how far they can throw it. Maybe they had a couple more turnovers than usual. The regression, I've often argued, is actually more of a team giving them the reins and then them learning what not to do, more so than what they already know how to do. And then the team builds around those with building certain players into year 3. And then in year 4, that's when everything kind of cranks up to 13. And that's when you should probably win a Super Bowl. I think that's proper team building. Anyway. And if that sounds like what the Patriots are doing, that's because my team isn't retarded and builds teams correctly. Don't believe me? Well, we've had 2 dynasties in the last 20 years. What have your teams done? Yeah, and Calvin Ridley's back. We can talk about that. He's got unsuspended. Yeah, Christian Kirk and fucking Calvin Ridley. That is a duo of receivers. And Evan Ingram as a tight end. Jaguars might be dangerous. Are they the favorites to win that division by a lot? Is anybody going to fuck with them? They might bully people down in that in Duval for a minute there, because their defense also has pieces to be really good. Yeah, because everybody kept going, who are they should what receiver? None. They have Ridley. They're fine. Yeah, you build around the team. You get a good quarter. Like if you have to do it, personally, I would build it differently. I'd build up a super team and put a young quarterback on it. But you know, didn't work for Dallas to win a Super Bowl that way. So maybe that's because Dak isn't, you know, shit. But no, they got Ridley. They're good. I'm fucking jealous that they got fucking Ridley. I wanted the Patriots to trade for him so badly when that happened. I was like, come on. Adam, I think you guys kind of have to. Because you guys are, you guys just lost Frank Clark. You lost Mecole Hardman. I'm pretty sure somebody else is leaving, right? Yeah, I think it's smarter to plug in a young quarterback on a super team. I think you could fuck around and win a lot of games that way. Yeah, Orlando Brown, that's who. Yeah, I don't know what you guys are gonna do. You guys must be in some weird problems. And again, not to be too rude on the Chiefs, but you guys haven't exactly nailed your last few drafts. I mean, you guys you had a good pick with Jalen what's his name, Wyatt, the corner. He's really good. And I think you killed it with Pacheco. You guys, outside of them, have you guys drafted anybody actually really good lately? Creed Humphrey, yeah, that was a good pick. But that's kind of like an obvious pick. Chiefs have to win one more Super Bowl. They can be a dynasty. Yeah, but to be fair, you guys are dynasty drafting, so it's so weird because it's like I don't want to actually criticize your drafting right now because that's kind of like I can recognize what you're doing. The Patriots drafted a very similar way, but again, Andy Reid has a kind of shitty draft history. I know he drafted Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill and Mahomes, which I'll always give him credit. Mahomes was an unreal draft pick to make. Especially where he made it. It was very bold at the time, especially since Mahomes was viewed as kind of a system risk. And Andy Reid was like, I don't give a fuck. He just took him anyway, traded up to get him. So I'll always kind of respect the balls that took. But Tyreek Hill wasn't that big of a... He just took a chance that Tyreek Hill wasn't going to beat up another pregnant lady. That was like the Patriots drafting Aaron Hernandez. It was like a roll of the dice. Like if Aaron Hernandez doesn't kill people, he's a Hall of Famer probably. Just so we're all aware how good Aaron was, he might have been one of the greatest tight ends this league had ever seen. Like Gronk may have not had the career he had if Aaron Hernandez doesn't go away because the Patriots really like. If you don't remember watching Aaron Hernandez play, you might be a little too young, but this dude was an absolute monster on and off the field. More so off the field, but on the field, dude, he was like faster than most receivers, but he was also as physical as like most tight ends. Yeah, literal killer. He was an actual monster, menace. And then like Kelce was a good pick, but it's also like he had a lot of off the field problems and a lot of character concerns. They weren't sure if he was going to be mature enough to handle being in the NFL. Because he fucked up a lot in college. So it's like, Reed's also a very forgiving coach. So, you know, it makes sense that he'd, you know, see the talent and take the guys. Yeah, Carl Loftus was good too. Yeah, I don't know what the Giants, like, so. What's up, Ape? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, I don't know what the Giants are going to do. I don't know if Danny Dimes wanting if 45 a season's real, if it's fake. It has to be fake. I don't know why. That can't, like, I keep thinking, I'm like, there's no way he actually wants that kind of money, right? Like, that seems so wildly out of character from Daniel Jones. Like, think about all the stuff you've ever heard about Daniel Jones, right? And now think about him going, I demand 45 million. Doesn't that just seem off? Or does he look like the kind of guy who think he's worth way more money? What's up, Kenny? It's the meanest thing I've ever heard Kenny say about a player. If he turns down 39 million, he's retarded. Like, that's the most money he's gonna get. Apparently, the Patriots offered Jacoby Myers in the range of $12 million, and he just kind of an update on Jacoby Myers and the Patriots. So the Patriots offered him around 4 years to $12 million a year, which is really respectable for Jacoby Myers. But he's going to go test the free agency market, which is fine. But he's apparently still going to keep the Patriots in mind. He just wants to see if there's more money out there. But most NFL executives don't believe he's anywhere above 15. Like, they believe he's firmly in the 12 to 15. So I'm wondering if Jacoby Myers is just going to wind up sticking around. He's like, oh, I'm only worth 11 at 12. Might as well just stick around in New England. I thought I was worth like 17, because he thinks he's worth in the 15, 17 minimum range a year. And it's like, yeah, I don't, Jacoby sees himself at upwards of 15 plus. And it's like, Jacoby, man, you're really good at possession receiving, but you don't score touchdowns, and you're not a deep field threat. Like, someone will probably offer him 15, though. Yeah, that's what I thought. So it just doesn't seem like Daniel Jones. I don't know what it is. Your oldest wanted a Daniel Jones jersey? Yeah, you might want to tell him to wait on that one. What are they, Giants fans? And apparently if the Giants do sign Jones, they're going to franchise tag Barkley. But they only have like a day left to do this. So the Giants have a couple of tough decisions to make here. Are they going to franchise tag Saquon or not? If not, Saquon's a free agent. Yep, Allen Lazard's on his way out. Getting looks from the Chiefs and the Ravens. $100. Ape, that's a fair point. Yeah, he doesn't score touchdowns, but he gets like 7 receptions for like 50 yards. And those are very key yards. They're the most important 50 yards of the entire game for a Patriots win, usually. We desperately need new coaching. The thing is, though, is if you're Myers, you may not want to leave New England just quite yet, because we just got a real offensive coach coming out. Which team what? For Saquon? Yeah, that's what I wonder. What team would go after Saquon Barkley? The Bills? Would he go to the? Would he want to go to the Patriots because he played at Penn State with Bill O'Brien? I think. Wait, did they? No. No, that would have been that. He's not fucking 30 years old. Never mind. I don't know why I just thought that would have been a possibility. We're both at Penn State at one point, though. Nah, I don't see. I see the Patriots just kind of re-signing Damian Harris because he already said he'd take a pay cut. Just kind of like an FYI. I don't know if the Patriots are going to go after any running backs, because I believe Damian Harris said he's wanting to come. Like, I think he said he doesn't want to sign anywhere else, and he'd prefer to retire than not play in New England. I think he's even said, I'll take a pay cut. I don't really care. Gotta remember, he's already won 2 Super Bowl rings with the Patriots, I believe. I don't think he gives a fuck about it. Or he's already got 1. He's good. And he was a very key member of that Rams Super Bowl. So, I think he cares. And he's playing football with his best friend, Mac Jones. Michael Thomas doesn't want to get traded anymore. Yeah, I think the Bills would go in retarded. For lack of a better word for Saquon Barkley. Yeah. That's kind of where I believe Barkley would wind up. I'm like, there's no way he doesn't go anywhere but goddamn Buffalo or Philadelphia. Probably Philly to scorn the Giants, though. He might try to sign in the division, to be honest. But no, I think Thomas is quite happy staying in New Orleans now that they got he literally tweeted, "Thank you, Jesus Christ," after they traded for Derek Carr, or once they signed Derek Carr. So I think we can probably make an assumption that Michael Thomas is very, very happy. And we can probably make an assumption that his injury that he's randomly had, that there's actually no fucking proof that he's heard of. By the way, I haven't seen any doctors talk about anything with Mike. He's just had an injury. He's been hurt for 2 years with the fucking very vague, like, ankle thing. Do we even know what's hurt on him anymore? Does anybody? I don't even remember what his injuries are. This dude just pretended to be hurt until they got a different court. He's like, nah, fuck all that. I ain't playing for Drew Brees. And he just never played again for Drew Brees. He tried to play. He was going to play for Jameis. They sat Jameis, and he just didn't play again. Literally, he played when Jameis would play. If you go watch it and look at the guy, I think he only played when Jameis would go out there. He was not fucking with Taysom Hill or the funny bunch at all. He was like, ugh. He's like, keep me away. I want Jameis or nobody. Remember, he was healthy for Jameis. Think about this. And think about when he randomly went out about week 4 is when they just kind of stopped using Jameis this year. And he's like, ugh. Andy Dalton and Taysom Hill. I ain't helping these fucking crackers. Then Derek Hill showed up and they went, all right, Derek Hill's pretty cool, actually. He's all right. Pretty sure he's not a weird potential racist like Drew Brees. Drew Brees said all that wild ass shit and then had to go look at Michael Thomas in that locker room. It's like, Michael Thomas is like, my ankle hurts. What do you mean? You're walking just fine. It really, really hurts. I don't know what's hurt on about it. Do you need surgery? Nope. Just hurts. What the fuck did Drew Brees say? Remember when he was wilding out about like cops and shit? He's like, you should always like, whenever you see a cop, you should pull his pants down and give him a nice BJ. Finger in the butt and everything. I think that's what he said, almost verbatim. Or something like, he thinks that when you see a cop, you should present yourself asshole out first. I don't remember what he said, but he said some crazy shit like that. It was pretty close. Like, very borderline that. Anybody who just popped in probably went, I'm leaving. I want nothing to do with this. Fictional stories. This literally happened. Or it was like, I think Drew Brees said like all lives matter or something. I don't remember what Drew Brees was doing. But now Drew Brees has 2 shiesty ass dorks for kids. You guys seen the Brees kids? I think Michael Thomas is gonna win the long-term war with the Brees family. He's like, oh yeah, you're gonna say all that crazy shit about BLM? Mm-hmm. Oh, let me pull up the Brees kids. One of the funniest pictures I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh yeah. Brees kids. This is a funny picture. Where are these kids at? These are funny. Oh, here we go. You can tell that the locker room they were raised in won the battle. They might be more hood than John Moran, actually. Hold on, let me pop this open. Look at this kid on the far right. He's already seen some shit, dude. Yeah, these are Drew Brees' little ass kids. You know the kids he lifted up and they were wearing like earmuffs on their heads because they were too little and they was making them cry and shit? Here are his wannabe gangbanging kids already. He won. Michael Thomas won with this one on the far right. He's like, I'm going to get that one. This kid wants to throw up gang signs so goddamn bad it's bothering him. It's one of my favorite pictures on the internet. You see, he's got it all the way down. Look at it, match all the way through. Random ass A's hat. Got a shiesty on for some reason. Like, your dad's Drew Brees. Why are you wearing that, dude? He's worried the ops are gonna find him at the fucking Nike or LA Fitness. That was probably one of my favorite pictures when that internet popped up online. Yeah, that's probably one of them kids. Yeah, they said, well, all of them say that their favorite player is Ja. You know what's funny about the Ja Morant situation? Is that what he said? No, that wasn't what Drew Brees did. No, yeah, it was really. But I forgot what I was about to say. Yeah, Ja Morant's in some big trouble. They might suspend his ass for 50 games. NBA's got a very strict gun policy. Also, he might get arrested. Pretty sure he was in Denver, Colorado when he flashed that gun. I don't think he's allowed to have that gun in Denver, Colorado under some of the state laws. Yeah, I follow the league outside of the games. I don't really follow it inside of the games, but I'm just letting you guys know in case you guys follow basketball. That Ja Morant guy might be in some big trouble. He might have to stop doing all that other stuff that he does off the court now. He might have to start getting his shit together. I still like Ja Morant, but it's like, dude, you gotta stop doing all that. You might have just threw away all of a fucking. You might get in big trouble, dude. People don't really play around with guns. You know what's funny? I grew up in a more gangster place than Ja Morant. I seen what his house and neighborhood looked like. I grew up in the trailer park. Yeah, that little pea shooter he got, like that's actually gonna end his whole career. You're gonna say, oh, you could probably say, I think they're going on tour. Yeah, Morant's in some trouble. I don't know. Hopefully he gets it together and stops acting like something that he isn't anymore or never was. Maybe he needs to go talk with people like Dame or like LeBron, people who are actually like from the place where Josh trying to like people guys who are actually like born in a really rough neighborhood. Like, yeah, go hang out with those guys and figure out how to move so you don't have to think you have to behave like this to get like street cred. Jesus Christ. You could just be a rich friend to these rappers. You don't have to fucking actually act like they're other friends. You just hang out with them. They don't care if you act like a fucking dipshit. You play professional basketball. Like, what are you doing? Joe Mixon to the Rams? Is he leaving Cincinnati? What's going on with that? Are they just, this is contract? Are they cutting him? What the fuck? Like, I've heard, like, I keep seeing people are thinking he's leaving. Or the Bengals are going to cut him, or he wants to leave Cincinnati. I know things aren't good there. I don't know what the exact dirt is, though. Sorry, I just had a. They haven't decided on him yet. Is there, what's going on? Is there something going on? Burning this Kong tonight, kind of heavy. Hell yeah, Adam. Sounds like some good stuff. Mac Jones would have won a Super Bowl already. They just don't want to pay him anymore. Yeah, I guess that's something that makes sense. I don't know. I like Joe Mixon, but I guess when you have Sam Perine and he's much cheaper and he had a really good year, it's kind of hard to be like, well, we justify this other guy. I guess it would become quite hard to do that. Hey, we're all the way up at 14 likes. That's pretty good. So, how much talk? The Bengals wanting a new cornerback safety with Bates gone. Mixon might be out. Rams trying to get rid of Ramsey. Could swap. And you think the Bengals pick up Ramsey? Going good, Ring. How's it going? I'm guessing that's like the other side of the scenario you're suggesting here. You think Ramsey to the Lions? Maybe, but I think the Rams want back their 6th pick from the Lions if they do that trade, and I don't think the Lions want to give that back. So I don't know if that's going to happen. Because Ramsey probably is worth the 1st. At this point, still. Nah, don't think the Patriots are interested. Bengals pick up Ramsey. Lions get a young corner, but yeah, I think the Lions go young corner. Yeah, I don't. Again, Ramsey's in a weird spot. He's probably gonna only really want to go to teams that can like win Super Bowls and shit. Not good. He got hurt, like a lot of Chargers do. It's kind of like a rite of passage when you play for the Los Angeles Chargers. Everybody always gets hurt, kinda. Oh man. What other things do we still have to cover? We still have a lot of shit we could talk about. Is anybody going to trade for Allen Robinson? They're like, here, you can look for a trade. We're not going to do any of the heavy lifting for you, but if you find something out there, let us know. Frank Clark's getting released. Kind of a surprise thing. Browns might take a shot. Yeah. Chargers motto, if you ain't hurt, you ain't trying. For Allen Robinson. To pair him up, yeah, if they can't get DeAndre Hopkins, that would make sense. Or they might go try and get like a Brandon Cooks. Gabs one? Hell yeah, that's good. Yeah, they're paying, yeah. And part of the reason they have to pay Pollard so much is because they're paying Zeke so much, so it brings up the value of the franchise tag. They kind of shot themselves in the foot when they paid Zeke. But it's kind of thanks to Zeke getting all that money. That Pollard's getting quite a large tag money. What is it, like 18 million for a running back? Yeah. Yeah, Phillip Rivers is considering unretiring, if you hadn't heard. Apparently he talked with the Cardinals and the Bucks no, not Bucks. Cardinals and Dolphins last year when they suddenly like needed quarterbacks. It almost came back. Dolphins and Niners, that's right. Dolphins and Niners. That's right. Apparently he's going to switch his position to slot receiver, though. He said he watched some tape this year of a certain quarterback, and he just got inspired. He lost like 30, 40 pounds, put it on some solid muscle, got his 40 time down to around 4.6, and he just, he's like, time to start my second path as, one of Mac Jones's most reliable slot receivers. He just said he'd never seen a quarterback throw as well as that. And it just broke his mind. Yeah, Bieniemy's the offensive coordinator now. Adam was like, that. I didn't see that coming. What the fuck? He does want to come back and play quarterback, though, not actually receiver. Though that would be hilarious. I don't know why he wants to come back. I thought he was enjoying coaching football, and all of a sudden he's like, all right, I'm ready to come back. Like, Phil, I don't think anyone wants to sign you, though. That's the issue. I can't imagine anybody bringing in Phillip Rivers. Oh, it's back. I'm back. That was weird. Just lovely internet powers at night. Yep, offensive coordinator for the Chiefs. He must have added some kids in and just wants to get the hell out of there. Not really sure what's up with the guy. Yeah, I guess so. One of them, like one of the teams that don't get a good quarterback, maybe don't get a good drafted one. I just don't see much of a market for the guy. Not at this point, not at this point anymore. Yeah, so somewhere between 7 to 9. What's up, LeBron? $20 million cap hit. Sheesh. Yeah, and I think they want to rework Jefferson's contract. Like, give him an extension so that, you know, everything's good. Probably find out in the next couple of days what they're going to do with Thielen. Rivers' record versus the Patriots, not good. I don't know if he's ever beaten us. Because again, I don't ever think we lost to the Chargers. And if we did, I barely can remember anything like that ever happening. We kind of beat the dog shit out of the Chargers every year. Think it wouldn't be a bad pickup. No, he would be pretty solid. Yeah, he'd be a good like complementary receiver. I honestly think did he retire already? Or is he still like available somewhere? He might be a Colt still. I don't know what's going on with Matt Ryan. I assumed he'd retired. Yeah, it was easy. It was easy picks with the Steelers and the Chargers. Yeah, those are always W's in the playoffs versus them. So there isn't a market. I can't imagine there's a market for Matt Ryan anymore. That had to have dried up. Probably a long, long time ago that shit dried up. Yeah. You know, regarding Jackson Mahomes, honestly, his brother should be suspended from the league while the league investigates. Honestly, what Jackson is accused of is worse for the league than what Watson did. The Mahomes crime family needs to be stopped. Somebody has to say it. I will. I'm brave. I can't be bullied by these people. I'm pretty sure that was him though, wasn't it? And that it's like I don't know, that looks like you in the video, man. Kind of hard to deny that that's not you in that video, Jackson. Nah, Your Honor, that ain't me. It's like it looks like you. Not a lot of 6'6" guys with that haircut walking around. Anybody could be tall. Yeah, but you're like freakishly tall. I mean, there's a video. I mean, it's like it's pretty clearly fucking Jackson Mahomes. It's like, I don't know, it looks like him. Pretty tall guy, pretty dark hair, wearing what Patrick Mahomes was wearing the day earlier in the day. Like A plus B, sometimes, you know, A to B to C is sometimes the simplest way to figure something out. Sometimes, you know, the simplest explanation is the right one. Looks like a duck, quacks like a duck. It's probably a fucking duck. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't go do sports. Like, he's good at them. Like, that was the thing. Like, I thought he was good at sports, and then just kind of just decided to just be someone's famous brother. Kind of weird. Yeah, I mean, he's got good lawyers. He'll be all right, but it's like, what a dipshit, dude. Got to move a lot smarter than that. Well, yeah, he probably is athletic. Probably was a great athlete until he quit playing sports. I mean, his dad was a pro athlete, and his brother's Patrick Mahomes, a guy who could have went pro in 2 sports. I'm sure Jackson can play sports better than like 90% of the planet. If you think about that. Pretty sure he was like a basketball player in high school and didn't just stop doing that. I don't think he was. That ain't shit. Yeah, fucking Pat's like 6'3" and fucking brutally unathletic for, you know, for a basketball player or a potential basketball player. The fuck? Ugh. Damn, this stream had a whole lot more people here an hour ago. It was a lot more jumping when it started. I guess I didn't talk about everything everybody wanted to talk about somehow all at one time. So everyone's like, all right, well, we got to get out of here then. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. He's not in there. I'm kind of done talking about that whole thing. It's killed the stream. Now there's only 5 people left here. And I'm probably going to start to wrap up soon then, because this is kind of dead. Didn't really expect it to die. I guess I just wasn't able to talk about like 900 topics simultaneously, so people left. All right. Stream might just be at a natural end. That's fine. I'm gonna push it. Yeah, that happened like a week ago, didn't it? A couple days ago, 3-4 days. I think that was yeah. I was gonna say that happened a minute ago. Go for a little while longer. Probably do another, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, then get out of here. Well, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is definitely in play. I mean, it's not like he's not realistic. All it takes is Aaron going, I want to be traded to the Jets. I don't know. It's not like it's like Aaron's come out and said, I don't want to play there. So I don't know. Jets, maybe the Raiders, the Packers. Oh, you said who are the Jets? Rodgers, Jimmy G, pretty much any of the available quarterbacks. But I think they might fuck this up. Like, because again, the Jets have probably one of the better situations to go to. I mean, they're very firmly in the Aaron Rodgers plan, but if they don't get Rodgers, they're pretty well fucked. Then I have no idea. I guess Jimmy G would be the best option. But then again, you have to wonder if Jimmy G would even want to go play for the Jets. You know, it's like, well, maybe not. He might go to the Raiders. Go to a place he knows, system he knows, situation he knows pretty well. It's kind of similar, kind of familiar. That's what it feels like, Jeremy, for Jets fans. I kind of feel for you. Like he is just coasting. He just wants checks. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Not really his fault the team sucked this year. They gave him fucking Tweedledee and Tweedledum and some old people to throw the football to, and they're like, figure it out, Aaron. And it's like, maybe give him something to work with. Because clearly his team really didn't put him in the best spot to succeed, in my opinion. Yeah, exactly. It's not, you know, I don't know. Not like Aaron. I don't know. I wouldn't put last year on Rodgers for the Packers. I think a lot of quarterbacks would do a lot worse than he did with that team. Didn't go off campus, off camps. Yeah, I don't think that's a big deal. Off off camps. Yeah, I don't care. Probably would have helped with the younger team, but I don't know. It's not that big a deal. And again, the down year I think comes more at the just a receiving issue. Not to defend Rodgers too much, but again, you know, there's always context to certain things. I don't really like framing in the narrative on this. If he still had Devontae Adams, there wouldn't have been a drop off this year. Let's just be honest. They gave him like 3 rookies and fucking broke down ass Randall Cobb and half a season of Allen Lazard. And went figure it out, MVP. It's the same strategy the Patriots used to get rid of Tom Brady. They fucking took away everything and went, all right, that we'll be able to justifiably get rid of. I don't think anybody forgets. They just think it was more the product of Sean McVay's offense. Wouldn't be a bad idea. See if you can, you know, utilize some kind of move up and get a little something good. Either way, you could just move on from Love at the end of next year, but it's like, if you feel better. But you'd have more pit. I don't know. It's kind of like there's a lot of catch-22s in that situation. Could be a bad year for Packers fans, though, right away. Seahawks beat them in the regular season. They had a head-to-head game in which the Seahawks won. Really close score. That was back when the Lions defense couldn't stop anybody, and the Lions were playing in like 40-40 games. If you remember earlier in the season, when the Lions played in like 5 straight games or something to start the year, or like 3 or 4 straight, and then the Lions were scoring a lot of points when the season started. They had some crazy streak going on dating back into last year where they scored like 35 plus points in 7 straight games. It was a crazy run they went on, if you include the following season. I don't think a 1-score game doing well means you can't sustain it. I think that's a bad read of that record, to be honest. There are other factors that can go into that to make that To make that a little bit like more sensible and like what you're trying to say, like I think the negative point differential too as well is just like that's a pretty good one. Because they had a negative point differential, didn't they? I think that one's more telling than anything else. Because they should have been blowing bad teams out and they weren't really doing that. That's what that kind of tells you. And then but again, I don't think like no wins versus quad, like that's, I don't know if that's a big deal. I really don't think that the whole one score thing, that just to me shows you're really good in in close games. Like exactly, I don't think that's like a knock. I don't think you can't sustain that. But if you play in 11 games that of 17 that are one score games, that to me shows that you're just not a very you might be getting lucky. And you can look to like point differential for that, right? Like if they had like 5 other games, 6 other games where they're just beating the dog shit out of another team, it would look a little different, right? You'd probably have a decent little point differential. It's like, oh, okay, they're just really good in low scoring games. That's just kind of how they play football. But again, negative, and I think you have to look at other things than just like, oh, they're 11-0 one score games. All right, well, I mean, 24-20 is pretty solid. 26-20 is pretty solid. Yeah, it's point differential that tells a big story with that one. Because you can see 11 games at least were very close. Maybe a couple more as well that they lost. But the one scores tell you that it's like, oh, so they played in 11 of 17 close games. Then the other 6, 3 of them were losses or something like that. It's like, and they had very bad point differential this year. Okay, so this team was weirdly overrated and very lucky. That's kind of the way you can break down the Vikings. The Vikings basically did what us, coasted, and my leg itches. Haven't itched that shit. Oh, always, yeah. It always seems to go a little longer too, probably. Wait, who's on this? Itchy. See if there's anything new. Orlando Brown will probably have a huge market coming up. He arguably might be the best player in this free agent class. Yep, and Orlando Brown signs up too, and we're good to go. Make those 3 moves, Howie, and we're good to go here in New England. But yeah, Orlando Brown's arguably the best player on the free agent market directly. Not in like the trade rumors. That's obviously debatable. But yeah, I think firmly into what I just said. Pretty hard to beat Brown. He might be the best free agent. Any team that needs a tackle is probably going to offer him money. Jets, fucking Giants, Patriots, maybe the Rams, the Bucks, maybe the Bills. I don't know what's going on with the Eagles. Maybe the Cowboys. Yeah, we did too. Everything was poised to go great, and then we had to release him because he was going crazy. Fucking sad day to be a Patriots. Let me tell you. I thought we'd hit the jackpot. I was like, fuck yeah. One of our best receivers of all time. What could have been? Dude turned around and won a Super Bowl with Tampa. About what ring? We still got yeah, the catch at Rolling Loud was funny. Oh, no, I was just like, oh well. I don't know. I was like, darn, it didn't work. Jets versus Bucks, yeah. Well, he went crazy in New England too. He lost his mind. Oh, yeah, you're back again, dude. See ya. Brady having more rings than every single franchise is crazy. Yep, 7 rings. Always a crazy statistic. Dun, 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 dun. Later, Vent. We'll do probably some more NFL talk either tomorrow or Wednesday, like every other day or something like that. I think we'll do a mock draft coming up here pretty soon as well. Zach Wilson? I don't know. Doesn't seem like Zach Wilson can be salvaged. I don't know if he wants to be. I think the problem with Zach Wilson is that he views himself as already good to go. Yeah, it's after Combine, so it's probably about time to start looking at one of them. I don't think so, Trey. It's really hard to have that. You having a good evening, Adam. Yeah, I'm probably not going to be around for too much longer. I'll probably do another 5 here or so. And then get out of here. Starting to get to that point. Stream went really well. We have 15 likes. That's pretty good. What else we got going on this? What we got views wise? Almost 80 views. Pretty solid. That'll pick up 100 almost. All right, Jeremy. Thanks for stopping in. Everyone who's taken off, have a good evening. Any quarterback can be salvaged. It has to do with him willing to be humble. And yeah, look at Geno Smith. He wasn't stupid and overconfident on himself, and he just secured himself a $100 million contract today. So yeah, he can be fixed. He's extremely talented. It's just the question of, does he want to be fixed? Does he want to take the coaching in and still have an NFL career and still be a good, it's all on Zach Wilson. But do I think he can? Yeah, I think so. Again, I personally think he's an incredibly talented quarterback, but the problem is he's got a huge ego. So it sounds like Daniel Jones is just going to be franchise tagged anyway if they don't get it figured out. Well, I don't know if I have too much else to really pontificate about up here either. We kind of covered a lot of the topics we wanted to cover. Seems like it's thinning out as well. Are we all set then? Anybody got any final words they want to throw in? Because I think I'm going to get out of here. I like it, Jizzy. Always the worst. Well, I mean, the NFL ended. It's XFL and baseball season, so NBA's coming to its playoffs in a little bit. Hockey, I think, too. So, but then again, NFL's in one of their more exciting points as well. We're heading into franchise time and trades and off-season mode and tampering period in a week or so. It's gonna be good times. Good times. But alrighty then. I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully everyone enjoyed the stream. Hopefully you have a good rest of your evening. I'll see y'all when I see y'all next. Again, probably tomorrow afternoon for the Tigers and the Cardinals game. That should be a good time. And then I don't know, figure out if we do anything tomorrow night. I don't know. XFL needs, but yeah, well, I mean, it is like a fly-by-night league, so it can only get so many good players before the players are always only going to be so good in the XFL. That's always going to be like their biggest burden to bear. Alrighty. I guess I'll see you guys when I see you next. It'll probably be, well, obviously tomorrow. For football talk, it could be Wednesday, just so we can let some stuff build and fester and yada, yada, yada. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for the likes. If you haven't left one, drop one on your way out. It'll help everything out. That's probably good. All right. Thank you guys. Go Lions, go Tigers, and of course, it's always go Patriots. See you next time. Peace.